Good morning. It's a good day to be a safe railroader. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Something. Hey Trekan. Hello, Herbert. Starting stream Erpaderp. How are you doing? I guess I haven't played since the last time I streamed this, so I think what I was doing was waiting. Hurrying up and waiting. Actually, we had some shunting to do. We did with Piss 80. Which is probably you. We were waiting for more passengers on that. I'm pretty sure it's going that way today. No? I had to stop this one myself. I think it's going that way. I can tell by looking at passengers to Whittier, it's going that way. I'm good at video game. It's been a bad day, hoping for some derailing and really serious explosions. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do that on purpose, but there's always a good chance of that sort of thing. Okay, there you go. Put that onto that track. They go in there. We have to pull wagons out of there. I've got this. I know what I'm doing. Lel. Gotta really let them know there's a train about to move. I have my faith in Come and Watch Piss Railroad from the producer of Egg Shitter, Mike Hunt, and Budget Freddy. I have searched far and wide, searching and my time I did bide. 'Twas for naught. I missed the whole lot. Eventually, I just up and died. Don't do that. Speaking of Budget Freddy, maybe I should play The Sims again sometime soon. Easy does it. You don't want to smash up your coal now, do you? You need that for fires. Excuse me. Now we go forwards. By the time I'm done switching here, maybe the coal mine will have loaded all those coal cars. We did. Having you two on stream isn't the baddest afterlife. It could be better, but it could be worse. This isn't very train-driving music, is it? I'm doing okay. It's been relatively cool this morning, which is nice. Unusual. Also, my passenger train, I bought a new coach for it and forgot to paint it, and I think kind of like it that way. It's like role-playing that they've just had to add a new non-the Chud car to deal with increased patronage. almost lined up. Let's pretend I did that on purpose. Ah, mute to cough. I'm a professional. Now to think about my shunting moves. It hurts the old noggin, it does. I think I'll bring the lot with me. And then somewhere run around those. Or maybe I leave them here, because then it's easy to run around them. We're barely moving. Speaking of painting, I'm hoping to get more mechs done, or at least base coated on Saturday. 44 more to complete. Man, that's a lot. You can do it though. I believe in you. The smart thing to do would be to leave those, go further down the line here. I'll do the smart thing. That's still got quite a bit of coal in it. Maybe I bought too many hoppers. Choo choo, bitches. Look at that. I switched everything correctly. No derailing for me. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. There's not a lot of room here. Seems like a silly design for a siding area. Okay. This would be a lot easier if we didn't have the empties to take out. Put you on the switch list, which is like a shit list. No disasters, no damage, probably. That was already released. Told yourself you're not buying mechs for Lyrian Commonwealth until your clanners are done. Yeah, we all tell ourselves things like that. It would be easier if you could pay your slave employees with lettuce to do the work. Yeah, it would be. Unfortunately, in this game, you can't the AI isn't intelligent enough to make shunting moves. We can have enough space to... we should do. We don't need to crash into those two engines. Should probably move those, actually. We don't need to crash into them. We can do it if we want. Reverse? Yes, that's the way the engine is facing. There is a famous book. It's called I Won't Buy Any More Miniatures Till I Paint the Ones I Have, and other hilarious jokes you can tell yourself. I've read that book. Put a brake on just in case it decides to roll away. I like how the bell just stops. No more dinging for you. Ass. Okay, we should be able to just run this backwards. Let it roll. Maybe we go forwards a bit first. Surely that's flat and it will keep rolling. Surely. I'm still not sure how hard is okay to hit stuff before you get damage. It's nice that the cars have remote brakes. Very handy. Also in that quandary of you're hungry but don't want to go anywhere. I know that feel. That usually ends up costing too much money. My problem is, yesterday morning, I replaced my car stereo because the old one was broken, and now I kind of want to go somewhere just to, like, drive with music. I don't really have anywhere to go. Also, I'm too lazy to go anywhere. Not for you, you can't. Yeah, you said that. Too far out in the sticks. It's kind of a blessing, really. You save yourself that disappointing experience of Uber Eats or DoorDash or other food is really expensive, and you would probably get even worse service because you live in the US unless you wanted to tip, so it would cost even more, and then you eat the food and it's not as good as it could be. And you're like, oh, why did I pay $7,000 for this? Your stereo was stolen on Thanksgiving morning. That sucks. But also, hey, Frank's Model Tanks, how you doing? That's probably far enough. Mine just stopped working. And it was a day, like the day, I assume the day of, didn't use it the days before, but before I had to do a couple of days where there was a fair bit of driving. So it was typical. Fortunately, you can get a really cheap, like a tablet-looking thing as a replacement from AliExpress for fairly cheap. Trekan has sauerkraut in the fridge. You don't feel German enough today. Well, I mean, if you get hungry enough, you'll start feeling German. Look at that. Here, have your coal. $8 for timely service. Thank you. I deserve that $8. Even though I put this load last in my shunting list. Hey, Kruger Oz. G'day, Cobb. Doing good. How are you doing? Toot. The farm game looks like fun too. Farm Sim or the ranch game Barnaby and I have been playing. Because both are pretty fun. I guess being on YouTube, you haven't been seeing that. Not too bad, you suppose? Good. I guess watches left to be invented in this game. Yeah, we don't have any watches. They just guess. They don't even have a building. How would they know what the time is? They're just like, oh, the cargo showed up. It must be timely. Now what are we going to do with it? We don't have a building. These go onto this track. I said these go onto this track. Yeah, this game's pretty good, as long as you don't expect it to be like a train simulator with like all the steam simulation and controls and stuff. It's more of a railway simulator. I mean, you can drive the trains, but I've seen people complaining that they just don't do the proper thing and the controls are wonky and it doesn't simulate steam as I want it to. It's fun though. I really enjoy the fact that not all of the railway is unlocked and you have to, you know, pay to fix it and build it and whatnot. 4 burger places or 2 chicken places. A burger does sound pretty good, actually. We always end up talking about food, and I always end up hungry. Connect the hoses for you so that, well, for me really, to make it easier for future Herbert. That's a change. Usually we make it harder for future Herbert. I want a steam simulator. I wait till below its freezing point, go outside and breathe out. It works. Much more realistic than a video game. It wasn't the way I wanted to go. How much fuel have you got? Plenty, I assume. I haven't played... I don't think I've played Trains New Era. But that's annoying how... That and, like, the, what's the other one? Train Sim World? They're all really expensive and it's just tons of DLC. I was annoyed with... What are they up to Train Sim World 4 now? I was annoyed with number 2 because, like, it's kind of restrictive. It doesn't show you when the train crashes. And playing sandbox mode or whatever they call it was just sort of tedious because you can't go anywhere you want. Has to be like a planned route or something. I like games like this. I do wish you could build your own track, and Railroads Online where you can build your own track and you can do pretty much whatever you want. Gotta blow the whistle. That's the important part of driving train. I'm confident we can stop in that distance. We don't need any air brakes for these. Air brakes are for suckers. Find that train sims make their coin off the DLCs while you pay near the price of the whole game. You pay, yeah, for each DLC. Must be a good business to be in. They show when the train is crashing. The train crash is the main business of Piss Railroad. I mean, yeah, business is booming. To be fair, I don't think I've actually crashed my train for a while. Traditionally, I usually crash when trying to put tank wagons over here, so it's probably gonna happen soon. You won't need to be coming out. And here we wait. Dumb, lazy content. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of DLC, but still. You get people on the internet getting all defensive about how it's actually better.
Pee on the poop. Pee on the poop.
I will. It's weird. People are like, it must be like Stockholm Syndrome or something. Like, they're really happy to pay $8,000 for a digital train for a game they've already paid a bunch of money for. I guess it also is expensive because it's like a niche. Not everybody's into trains for some reason. Maybe we slow down even more. What an idea. Don't even actually need to bring the locomotive down. Let's not let that run away. Pee on the poop. Pee on the poop. The trouble with this is if... Oh, it's in the spot now. Is if you stop it too soon, you have to send the engine down there anyway. Which is getting away from me. If you pay as much money for a train sim as for a real engine, you did something wrong. Yeah. I prefer to own a real engine. Simulation don't score points where games do. I guess that is a distinction. You and you on the switch list. Get switched, idiots. Which one is R1? I think there's nothing sitting here with the tags on to show me. I think R1 is the most left one. Yep. And now we're probably gonna have to slow down. I don't want to come off the points here. Don't mind DLC if it adds something to the game that wasn't part of the core, i.e. new story, gameplay, or mechanics. Yeah, and it doesn't cost a bunch of money, like a whole heap of money. And I guess you can say some of that is the case for train simulator games. Like if they add an entire new line. Paying an ass ton of money for just a locomotive or whatever though. Not my thing. I would prefer to save that money and buy a model train. Put the handbrake on that. Good thing handbrakes are remote. Back in these days, like the 30s or whatever this is meant to be. Safety first. Wait. Piss! Ass piss! Why are the two for... Ah, I ballsed it up. Those both go to the same place. I'm so used to one going here and one going there. Come on back, locomotive. DLC for $30.99. Now you can paint every second sleeper. I'm glad I have chosen not to individually paint sleepers on my model railway. I'm glad I airbrushed those. Mid-40s to early 50s, that's kind of the 30s. Do they still pay us for timeliness, even though they probably sat there watching us deliver this boxcar to the wrong spot? Or are they like, oh, we saw that, idiot? If I wanted to paint sleepers, I'd be asleep already on the 12th one in. It is for hardwood. Getting dimensional lumber in. Boing. Didn't apply the brakes at all. I completely missed.
I am credit to Tim.
Thank you for the follow, Kruger Oz. You are credit to team. I wonder why there's 2 for this one track today. It's baffling. Let's not slam into that too hard. They still give me $6. Idiots. I'll take your money. Too much hardwood in stock. Yep, they're gonna have to do something with it. I have to wait here to switch the switch. How is my model train coming along? It's coming along slowly. I'm still painting the rails, mostly because it takes a long time because it's always too hot to do anything. I don't want to sit there in the heat, hunched over the rails, trying to paint them neatly, getting sweat everywhere. I do have a structure that I'm working on. I think I've mentioned that a bunch of times. I am about to... Well, I'm thinking what to do with the brickwork. I don't know if I want to paint it like red brick or like grey bricks or whatever. Probably red. And I'm undecided on what color I want to paint the windows. It's hard making decisions. I don't know why this doesn't seem to be getting repaired. Maybe it's because they're coupled together. You... Shit. All of this effort to try and get them to uncouple. Maybe it followed because it was selected as MU, because steam trains had multiple unit functionality. I can't speak. Uncoupled. Back up. And you sit there. Also, I've lost my shunter. Not me getting distracted. Probably put some more fuel and water in that. That's not a bad idea. Decision making is hard, but that's why coins were invented. It is true. Last time I flipped a coin, I didn't actually have any currency to flip, so I had to use my Desert Bus doubloon. Do you have that reddish tan color brick where there is a darker red brick scattered in every now and then? Well, that's what I was thinking of doing. I'm going to do some experiments with the... I've got like... Because I'm only using 2 walls. I've got a primed bit where there's... I've painted some bricks black, and I proved to myself that I can paint over the bricks without getting the mortar lines. I'm going to see how that looks with red over it. If that's enough to make it, like, different colors. You fucking shit. I would have sworn I switched that. Maybe I just came over here and looked at it. Dude. Yeah, I think this game has a really good a chance. There's a lot of potential, is what I'm looking for. To be really good and well done. It seems like the devs are pretty passionate about the game and how... Is that good? That's good enough. And making it as best they can. I'd kind of like to see other railways in the future. Because, you know, this map is fun. I haven't unlocked everything yet, so I don't know what it's all like, but it would be nice to go on different lines as well. It doesn't look full. I'm sure it's full enough. And we'll put water in. We'll overshoot. Ah, come on. It's kind of annoying that you can't wiggle the spout thing. I'll get there eventually. Maybe if I don't throttle up so much. And fill it through the hatch. Let's click the picture. I don't think I'll do it quite like that. But similar. I like that one of the bricks is Red Baron. What I'm thinking of doing is black for a couple of bricks here and there with a red over it. Hopefully the black will be dark enough to make a difference, and then dry brushing a different color over the top for just to make them look a bit more inconsistent. Picking out individual bricks is going to be painful though, so I might not do that. A full network with dispatches and all, nothing like cartoon SimRail. I've never played SimRail. This does seem like it could be fun multiplayer. It also looks like other people who play multiplayer take it way more serious than I have the power to do. Let's see if we've got any more coal cars loaded. Ooh. Is that... It's not quite all of them. Dang it. Let's see if this fella has loaded his stuff up. Almost. I'm thinking maybe skipping an hour is the thing to do. That'll have to go soon. I'll skip an hour and then send the passenger train on its way. This isn't where I wanted to teleport to, but it's close enough. Let's see. Well, there's a lot of passengers going the other way. Sucks for them. Corvus drives trucks enough for a living. Did we put more passengers on? I stopped paying attention. That's good enough. We'll set you on your way. Reverse. We are going to Ela and Whittier. Full speed, please. Make sure that we've actually got the things to stop the train. Ah, have fun doing gaming, Trekan. Thank you for dropping by. In Piss Railroad we trust. For some reason. I do wish you could just tell the train, hey, stop at this station, instead of using these fusees, because I keep forgetting them. There's one there. Good to see passengers, like actually see the passengers. I imagine they would eventually be planning on putting like character models in for passengers. Probably sometime after they put in all of the structures for industries and things. Got anything new on the Switch list? No, we do not. But, he said but. What about train robbers? That would be kind of fun. I don't want my trains to get robbed. Robbers of other trains. Yeah, that looks like all of the... Oh man, you fucking... What's taking you so long? Check down at here. Not that it really makes much of a difference in getting these into the interchange. I think I'll skip another hour. That means the Woody Boy goes. The Woody Boy. He needs to be fueled up before he goes. Yeah. I mean, you've got to start somewhere. I don't know how big the dev team for this game is, but surely they can, you know, keep going and expanding once this scenario is fully developed. They can do another one. Why? Oh, you fuck. Got the wrong engine selected, and you've gone down the wrong track. Ass! One day I wish to be competent. And there's my little man just standing there, oblivious. Just like the real Herbert. Herbert says he doesn't want his trains robbed. Now we must rob all the trains. Don't rob my trains. Locos and rolling stock cost you cash in-game, or they DLCs? In this game, they just cost game cash. Actually, how much do I have? Still not enough. I'm saving money to buy a GP9 or GP7, whichever it is. Hey. No, those are my leavings from switching. Not new arrivals. That's amazing. Oh, we wanted to go forwards, actually. I'll get the hang of this eventually. Take the brakes all the way off. I like being able to put coal and water in at the same time. The Rob Gang, where all the robbers are named Rob. Stomped on that, it makes the decision even more worthy. Yeah, it's a fully self-contained game. I think there are mods you can get, but they're free. I don't really know what mods are available. But it is still a very new game, so there wouldn't be much out there yet. I think it came out in December. It's February already, though, so, like, it's not that new anymore. Only 25. I'm a child. The Rob Gang is led by a guy named Burr. Howdy, my name's Burr. Oh, clear your ACL. You shit. What does that even mean? V-line Y-class. No. It's very similar. I think it's a bit different. I can't remember quite what the Y-class looks like. Park here and jigger the rest onto it. The only thing that really annoys me about this game is the way the camera pivots. I think next time I get to play an Old West campaign, your posse is going to be all named Rob. They just wanted to start a nice friendly club with all their friends named Rob, and then they had to decide something for the club to do, and they were like, well, we're all named Rob, we're the Rob Club, why don't we rob people? Perfect logic. Except one who will be named Bob. They don't like Bob, he doesn't fit in. Poor Bob. I'm sure he likes to rob people just as much as the rest of them. This thing has good brakes. Did I just... I had that sitting there with no handbrake on. Man, we really don't care about safety here. Now I'm gonna try and stop 515 tons with just the independent brake. What could go wrong? Somehow, my switcher is 98% condition. Should have painted it black and named it Diesel from Thomas the Tank Engine. I was going to paint it pink, but it was delivered in yellow. And I assume that's because they knew it was Piss Railroad. And they thought yellow would be suitable, and I guess it is. Aces and eights. I am not familiar with that. Though the name rings a bell. Is that like... Is that one you play with cards? Is that like... Or am I thinking of a different Wild West sort of game? Just slam them together. Aces and eights. Woo-wee! Like D&D, but set in alternate history US. Interesting. There was a cowboy, I think it was like a more of a tabletop miniatures game that I'm thinking of, where you had cards that looked like playing cards sort of a style. I wonder if the Steam Loggy Boy hasn't reached the destination yet. Nothing to worry about. Everything's going to plan. Where do we put this lot? I think we run around these and stick them down there. I remembered to switch that switch. Chili, I don't need any help. Funnily enough, you used playing cards to determine initiative and hit locations when you shoot. That makes sense. They need to find the Alco diesel sound for the diesels, and they would sound really good. I mean, that would make people angry if you put an Alco sound with an EMD. I have no idea how these engines should sound, but it's probably close enough. Look at me doing a nice safe speed through here. Nothing has changed on the Switch list. Is it fine to just leave that sitting on the points there? Probably not. Just drag it a little bit further forward. Good enough. I still really enjoy the fact that all the braking stuff moves. That's really neat. Also, I'm easily amused. That's the throttle, not the brake. I really did fail locomotive school. GE loco engines weren't fitted till the 60s, unlike Alco engines, which have been going since the 50s and still run today. I guess they did build things to last in the olden days. All the characters were part of a clandestine government agency, and everyone had cover jobs. Yours was a gunsmith. Howard Wood Wolverton. That doesn't strike me as a cowboy sounding, like the Wolverton sounds like a cowboy name. But I like it. Maybe I'll park this in here. Probably want it later. You never know, they might send me more on the interchange. I don't know if that's a regular thing. It's happened like twice. German ancestry, but was from Chicago. Why is this song so loud? Wolverton Mountain, Johnny Horton, which is a song. I am unfamiliar with it. Okay, now, have they finished with my coal? It does look like they have finished with my coal. My coal. It's for me. I'm going to eat it. How many is that? Like 6, 7? You have to click select like 5 or 6 times before it does anything? Dang it. Here at Piss Railroad, we have sensible whistle codes. It's a country tune most won't listen to. That makes sense because it's country. We got both kinds of music here, country and western. Make sure all of these have the air switched on properly. Why is it not releasing, though? And they usually leave the last cock open for some reason. I've got one. Is that the one? Just have to reconnect it for some reason. It's always janky here. And now we're just rolling freely. Goodbye, train. They dropped the Western years ago. So I was making a Blues Brothers quote. Maybe I will have AI drive this one. Just to be sure that it doesn't go too fast and come off the track while I go and have a look over here. I did leave these here. I think what I was planning on doing is coupling onto those on the front of the engine, going over there, and then backing up. I think that's what I was going to do. Rawhide. That wasn't the only one they knew, though. They had the Stand By Yo Man, or whatever it was. That's probably a country song. Everybody loves playing in front of a crowd that only wants to see something that you don't play. Boy, is that fun. I am completely unfamiliar with almost all country music, but that's probably better than what I can see of new country music, which I see on the internet sometimes, and boy does it suck. It just sounds like auto-tune guys being all like, I'm a trucker, I work 700 hours a week here, Jack Daniels, but more auto-tuned. Sabaton is really the only recent band you care anything about. I guess that's fair. You had better stop. I was just thinking about it the other day. Bands that I'm excited about going to see live are like, have been playing for 4,000 years. Like Iron Maiden, who are coming later in the year. And NoFX, who were here the other night. And Blind Guardian, who I'm going to see on Monday. I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Take it out of road mode. Now I can drive it. Let's disobey that red signal. They don't mean anything. AC/DC, 45 years of playing the same song over and over again. I like the quote where it's like, They say you've written the same album 12 times in a row, and they correct them, it's 13 times in a row. Only band you'd care to see live, you will never get to see as half of them are dead and the others are ancient. Yeah, it happens. People get old, and they die. Easy does it. We're not going to get anywhere with that handbrake on. Such is the way of life. It looks like a lot of bands that I would like to see are coming to Australia this year, which is kind of annoying because I want to save money. And when bands come to Australia, it's really expensive. I mean, probably anybody beats Gary Glitter. People really love AC/DC, but I find them kind of boring. But that's probably because I'm a bass player, and there's only so much excitement you can get out of just playing the root note. Dun 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 dun. I think what I'm doing is the correct idea here. My other train, my main line train, is down that way. It'll just have to do some shunting to pick this up. I too will get old and die, hopefully in that order. I mean, hopefully. I'm already old. Next step is to die. Not really looking forward to that, but, you know, what can I do about it? Also, it'll roll better without air in the brakes. I guess the next thing to do is to take these hoppers down to the copper mine, where we mine coppers. One handbrake is enough. Let's see if it just starts rolling away. No? Good, strong handbrake. I don't trust myself to drive this train properly. The AI will stick to the speed limits. Have no tone deaf, partially regular deaf, and have no rhythm. I am slightly deaf in one ear after I had a ruptured eardrum, and that made me much worse at singing, and I was bad to begin with. And it kind of sucks. I do enjoy making sounds. We call it music, but it might not actually be music. How I want to set this up. What's easier? bring the other train up here and come down and get them. That's probably how it's going to work. What button? T. T for the switch list. Makes sense. Now, I completely forgot about the passenger train. Who hasn't even made it to the station because there's a red signal because I forgot to switch this. One day Piss Railroad won't be incompetent. Look how close to the station they've been sitting for the last hour? 2? I'm old and don't care who knows it. Get off my lawn. I'm also old. I don't care about my lawn, but no good punk kids should still get off of it. Hey Paul, how you doing? I feel like being old is... I always complain about being old, but, you know, it's not that bad. Not everybody gets to be old. I'm gonna save the game. I'm to 25 grand. How much is the GP9? 31. Dang it. Gotta save my money. I'm doing pretty good. I've earned my oldness. I mean, you don't have to do anything to earn the oldness, really. You don't look a day past 40. I guess that's probably because I am 40. That's pretty old. Wait, am I 40? Yes. I'll be 41 this year. I feel older than I look. Let's have a look at how number 69 is doing. Oh, it's got concrete in these boxcars. Wet concrete? Tons of gravel and some rebar. I guess that makes sense if you're building a concrete bridge. I wanted to look at the bridge, you fuck. That's gonna be bridgy. An Indigenous elder in August this year. How old do you have to be an elder? Okay, you are still on the way. Ah, I forgot about this guy too. I don't know. I'm always worried about this because it often will show up here and then keep trying to move forward without braking and just waste all of its fuel, which is very annoying when it doesn't carry much of any fuel at all. Stop! You dirty shit. This music is far too epic for running a little engine down the track. A little over 20 years before you can retire. Just get rich and retire early. Duh. That's the sort of advice you'd get from rich people. Half of your life and then to be recognized by our lands council. Half of your life, I mean, I guess, is that like, that wouldn't be literally half of your life, because you can't realistically determine how long that is. But that makes sense. 50 years? Yeah, that definitely counts as being an elder, I would assume. Just older than others doesn't quite cut the cheese. We gently couple up to these nice, precious log cars. You don't slam into them. That'll ruin the logs. Have we got any damage now? 1% damage. Not to the locomotive, though. Maybe I should get a bigger engine for this, with more fuel capacity. Excuse me. I just saw some kind of notification. This 20 is the Alaka switcher. I trust this engine to make it all the way back safely. For some reason. Why are you... Stop notifying me. I already knew you had a switch aligned against you. This is what the other one sometimes does. It sits here, goes forward a bit, and then is like, oh, I can't go any further. So we switch the switch. And it should be happy to go all the way to whatever coal mine it is. No idea what it's doing. I must have switched that one wrong. Man, I'm stupid. Okay, we've only got one for mine 1. I don't remember which is which. Kind of annoying. I would prefer the 3 for the one over there to be on the other end. Can't always get what you want, I guess. I'm just going, oh man, this idiot's almost out of water. That's not gonna work. We let it run out of water. We don't have any nearby engines to rescue it. Do you have workers' rights in Australia? You end up saying, is that a privilege or a right? Aren't they the same thing? I mean, I don't know. Are they the same thing? We are going too quick. Now we're going too slow. I really do like the color I chose for my nice piss coal hoppers. It's like a need. Like a need is a want, and a want is a need. Everything I want, I really need. Let's not go too fast. Actually, we came here for water. Plenty of coal. This looks like you should be able to wiggle it, like, side to side. Oh, because I clicked and raised it. That's why it stopped. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho. It's a train driving life for me. Yep, hunger will eventually do that. I'm also getting kind of hungry. And not wanting to leave the house, because I know it's, even this room, I know it's going to be really annoying and warm outside. It's reverse psychology. Sorry for the spelling, I'm self-taught, no schooling. I mean, I don't like to shit on people for spelling poorly, I still understood what you meant. The only time I like to shit on people who can't spell properly is when they're being a dickhead at people. Come on! Fill quicker! Hurry up! Maybe that would make a nice thumbnail for the next time I do a railroader stream. Yes. That will probably do nicely. Click button. Shall see thee on thy next stream. I don't know when my next stream will be, but I'm going to probably be around tomorrow. The game is like being blackboard from Mr. Squiggle. Ah, somebody gets it. I guess most people aren't from Australia, so they wouldn't know Mr. Squiggle. Hurry up. I loved that show when I was a kid. That's probably enough water for now. We're not going far. We're definitely not going far if you don't keep the throttle open. And I think we're going to bring these back and put them on that track. I'm not old enough to remember when it was black and white, but I did have a black and white TV up until in my room when I was a kid, up until like almost the end of high school, I think. Kids these days with all their color TVs and tablets and whatnot, they don't know what the jazz is all about. We ring the coupling bell. I think the speed limit here is 15. Particularly for this really tight looking curve, but I didn't see a speed board anywhere. Maybe we're meant to just guess. Or maybe you're meant to know the line when you're the train driver, so you know where the speed limits are. Excuse me. If anyone had to pick one of these iconic cars, which would they choose? Herman's or Grandpa's from the Monsters? I'm not familiar with them off the top of my head. Looks like we're not going to derail here. Ooh, there's the water in the tender. Back the... I think I need to do some shuffling here. Probably safer just to shove these back a bit further. They didn't set these up properly for me. They chose Grandpa's car. I remember Herman had to take it back to the funeral home for burial. The next day, his Grandpa's car was a coffin with organ. I know that one. I think I've seen models of that and thought about buying them. What a ridiculous looking contraption. Right up my alley. Okay. Now, hopefully, I should put my brakes on so the train will stop. that will probably load immediately. Give me time to get past so it doesn't get caught on the back of my engine. Or maybe those other hoppers are in the way. Maybe we have to leave it sit here for a bit. Nope, there we go. Now the question is, do I put that between the engine and those empties? It'll probably be simpler at the other end. I hope. It worked was the thing. Grandpa took it to the drag strip and couldn't stop, but thanks to Herman for stopping the... I don't remember the monsters at all. I know I've seen it. Now I kind of want to build something silly like that. Take that brake off. Maybe we want air brakes connected in the hills here. It's a smart idea. I do remember watching The Addams Family too, probably more than the monsters. I couldn't recall any episodes of that either. Maybe because I don't remember anything. I always enjoyed Gomez Addams' train set though. Mostly because I like trains, but also because they exploded. And who doesn't like exploding trains? I'm going to have AI drive this for me. Let's say 25 miles an hour. I did couple that air up. Look at me being all prepared. Drink is empty, damn it. And the other... Did I switch that? I did. Other coal... Oh, it's not coal, it's copper. The way we do this one, I think... I can't remember. I've only switched this like twice. And we leave the train here. Pull forward, and then it unloads... I mean, it loads... to here? I think? Why couldn't they make it more simple? I'm a simple man. I only understand simple things. Forgotten about the passenger train again. They've been sitting here forever. Don't even need to check if it's loaded or unloaded anything. I've forgotten how to put the flare down. That's a tough looking engine, I think. It looks powerful. Maybe it's time for me to take over again. You've done all the work. I'll just come in and claim the rewards. The diesel came out on Gomez's trains that had to rumble the whole house till they ended up crashing. I mean, what's the point if it doesn't rumble the whole house? Stop. We get timely. $3 for timely. Probably a fortune in the old days. Wait. Handbrake on the wrong thing. No. Wait. Oh, it already loaded. I thought I'd lost one. And how much time could it possibly take to load those? Excuse me. If it loads a bit... There's nothing else to switch down here, I think. So if it does load quickly... We just push them back up to where I left the coal hoppers. 12.3 tons there. They're getting close to empty. Or that's almost empty. Let's skip an hour. That'll make things better. One more. Come on. I'm sure it's not going to hurt anything if I do another one. Another hour skip. Oh, my liver! My liver! Why are you still empty? I'm not! Drop a few coal bin by the time you get back, it might be done. We just sit... We don't have to sit here waiting for literal hours, but the train crew does. Sucks to be them. Still got plenty of fuel. Nothing else on the list. Oh, you are going way too quick. Slow down. That's the thing with hills and trains that weigh quite a few tons. Undoing the hoses is just easier than trying to get in and closing the cocks, which they always leave open for some reason. Maybe they just think it's funny. Okay. Do I trust myself to safely get this down the hill? Actually. I shouldn't. Also, it's around the wrong way to what I thought it was. Which is not really a problem. I'm trusting you, locomotive and crew. It's still not empty. They must not be working hard at these factories here. When we get to here, is my passenger train... Has it arrived yet? Yes. Put a fusee down so that the copper train doesn't go too far. I have forgotten how to teleport, apparently. It's still unloading, it's not quite there. They're probably still going to pay a bunch of money, even though they've just been sitting and sitting and sitting on the train for hours. Empty? Empty? Almost empty. Copy to coupled. How much? Like $488 dues. Damn, it's good to be a train. Forgot to keep that open. And we've got all the passengers. It's not a lot of passengers, but it's better than just sitting here waiting. We go back to this guy. He's almost exactly where we want him. Let's pretend I planned that on purpose. Now, I'll drive it down to the yard myself and not derail. That's some flange squeal. Keep going to grab my drink even though it's empty. We could probably go a touch quicker. $441 tons isn't that much, surely. We're not losing control. Okay, so there isn't anything else to pick up
That's
here.
what she said.
That is what she said. Ah, we're doing 20 all of a sudden. I think we'll just run straight back to that junction, whatever it was called. Alarka Junction. And connect these up to the hoppers that are parked there. That is annoying how it will just slam its brakes on when you switch to AI control. I wish they would fix that. Plenty of water. Man, I take a lot of work to amuse. I'm not a child at all. Why does it only work sometimes? We're not going to get a lot of money for this train. They're not going to be... I keep forgetting, it's been like a week since I did the first half of this day. They're technically still freshly delivered. Oh, I am inside the depot, and it's actually got details in it. Interesting. Whoa! The first-person view is... Ugh. I don't like it. That's not too bad, but if you pull back... You don't belong on the roof, Herbert. I wonder if he'll stay there. Let's see. Have we loaded all the passengers? Almost. Those are for Whittier. We don't need them. On your way. This is how you play the game. Hey. What are you stopping for? Did you stop because the signal went red because you entered the block? Or is something else coming into the block? Did you stop because there's an unsafe person standing on the roof? It's okay to run the red signal. I wanted to do the silly whistle thing. Keep an eye on the other engine. It's fine for now. Probably should put a flare down for it, really. Just so that I don't get distracted and let it run away. Actually, it will probably just run into the back of those. Perfect. The man is still on top of the engine. Will he get clotheslined by the bridge? It's pretty tall. Oh, he just fits. They built it on purpose for in case there's a man standing on top of the train. Why am I like this? Did I put a flare down for him at Bryson? I feel like I didn't. Why was I so close to the ground there? Also, there is no flare here. It's almost 2 p.m. Ooh. I do really like how the clock works in game. What a neat feature that they didn't have to add. It's like old school video games, like Quake or something. Whoa. I am too easily amused. Now we need to cross a road so we can do that with the whistle. Wait. My game sound is it gone? No. Had too many coffees. Time to switch to a up and have a cup of tea instead. I hope you enjoy it. I like... The bell sound is very funny. This isn't how we intended the game to be played, Herbert. You're making a mockery of us. Control T for teleport. Did you stop at the flare or where? No? You stopped short. Better not have run out of fuel. Could have gone a little further forward. guess it stopped for the red signal. That makes sense. I should have thought about that. Bell sounds like someone banging on a demented triangle or a hubcap. It sounds great. It sounds exactly how a bell should sound. Now we back down here. Maybe I leave this engine here for tomorrow's coal empties rather than driving back to the other place. There's enough water in the tender. They really should have a water column here. That's something I think would be neat in the game, is if you could just build extra facilities along the line where you feel like you need them. Slow down! Okay. Do this up. Hell yeah. Better not keep rolling. I should have had the Beverly Hillbillies soundtrack in-game. I always turn the in-game sound off for streaming. Or the in-game music, rather. Just sit this on this track. Surely it won't be in the way. He's still on the engine. Come up here, it's windy. Very carefully slows down for the station. If it was me, I just slammed the brakes on. That's the wrong engine. We've arrived! Slam. Hell yeah, I have arrived. I'm gonna save the game. How much money have we got now? Still 25,000. It's gonna take a while to get to have enough money for the new diesel. I'm going to quit here. I am getting very hungry. We have air-conditioned seats on the roof. Don't worry if you've not brushed your hair. The air will brush it for you. It's called airbrushing. Isn't that painting, Herbert? Yes. I will possibly be back tomorrow. I do often not stream on Fridays, but you never know. I'm wild and reckless like that. Hopefully on the weekend, I get to play some more Ranch Sim with Barnaby. And then on Monday morning, we're starting a modeling stream where I'm going to build the thing I've forgotten the name of again. The Schwimmwagen. Thank you for watching. Actually, I might do a small raid, because I'm gonna watch Mike the Bard if he is on while I eat. While I cook food and eat. Clicky, clicky. Make raid do thingy. Mike the Bard. He is live. He's doing his subathon. And he is doing Grand Theft Auto roleplay things, which is always fun. Click the button. I have to wait several seconds. Dang it, I want my raid now. Thank you for watching. I'll be back when I'm back. Take care of yourselves and have a fantastic time. Say hi to Mike. Toodaloo.